Welcome back to Grump's barn. Well, today we're just having a bit of a catch up because I've been around for a couple of months, as you might have noticed. I've been busy doing fuck all. Well, not quite fuck all. I have been very busy around the place here and there. I've had to repair the chimney on the bloody house, sort out the flue that was going through it, and rebuild the log burner because that didn't work properly. That's all sorted out, and as you'll see, the old girl is now down here in the barn, getting right in my way. Because the garage that she normally lives in is full of wood. As you can see, I've had a bit of a clean up around here. Not just me, my eldest son helped me out. Came up for a bit, gave me a bloody good helping with this. Got everything moved around, got all the crap out of here. Although you can't appreciate it fully now because this beautiful old girl's sitting in there now, blocking everything up. Yeah, the log burner was unnecessary to get sorted. Because, well, if you live in the UK, you'll know. If you don't, you'll be experiencing it yourself probably. The price of electricity has started going through the bloody roof these days. And our heating system, it's a wonderful air source heat pump. Oh yeah, fucking green, eco-friendly shite. Yeah, it works. It heats the place, but it costs a fortune to do it because it uses so much bloody electricity. Basically, you're just heating the air with the electricity. In a nutshell, it just compresses the bloody air and takes the heat from that compression and transfers it to your water. That's not exactly how it works, but that's roughly how it bloody works. And those compressors cost a lot of money to run. There's two fucking great compressors and fans taking cold air from outside, squishing it up, and then removing the heat into the water. Wonderful. Anyhow, let's get back to some decent stuff. As you can see, the chassis is now sitting at the back, and not a lot's been done on that because I've been a lazy bastard and I need to get on with the fucking thing. I seem to have some arse in this again, so I will be getting on with that. All it needs is a little bit of welding now. Very little to fix, really. Because you remember I did all these, both sides of this. I've still got a hole under here to fix. And underneath the bloody leg, right under there with the spring hanger. No, sorry, bump stop hanger was. That needs a patch. I still need to patch the other side under the spring turret bit. And I've got to put a couple of patches in these holes in the back here. So yeah, I haven't done a hell of a lot there. Let's move over here with a bit more light. Oh yes, I started ripping this front end apart. Because I'm hopefully going to be using the front hub as the front hub for this trike. And this was an interesting thing I found. Have a look at this. Now, can we see it properly? Look at the state of that. That's supposed to be smooth. That's the front half shaft. How it's got worn like that, I really don't know. Look at that, you can see it better like that. Crazy. Fuck knows what that was going through. Yeah, I found another problem if I'm going to use the front. If I use the front, I'm going to need to use the swivel, which will make everything far too wide. So I might end up nicking the back hub off the other Discovery I've got sitting outside. Because if I do use it like that, that's it sitting down there, then I'd have nowhere for the brake caliper to go. I'd have to make a bloody bracket for that, which would have to be incredibly chunky. So I think I will probably have to take one off the back of the other one to sort that out. There are so many pains in the arse with trying to sort this out. And it's very hard to explain what I mean just by talking about it. It's like with the front end, obviously it's going to be a normal double-sided fork, you know, 2 fork legs, although they'll be square section rather than round. Then with those and the rocker arms you've got at the bottom of them that move up and down with your wheel, you've got to have those obviously where your wheel is pushing on both of them at the same time. Otherwise you're going to have completely unbalanced front end. And the problem you've got with this is using one of these is obviously the back end of, say if this was the front wheel, the back end of it would be bolted on to one of the rocker arms, so it would be bouncing up and down quite happily. But this rocker arm here would come across and you've got nowhere it's actually going to be touching the wheel. So what I've got to do is effectively take out the middle of this hub, whichever one it is, stick a bearing in there as a support, and then have a, I'm going to use one of the drive shafts, I've got quite a few of them hanging around. It's going to have to be, going to have to go straight through there and through the other side, so that the whole lot is pushed up and down together. Which also means modifying the drive shaft so it's at least got screw threads or something on each end, so it'll hold in place, but just so it bounces the arm up and down. Now I don't know if you understood that. I understand what I'm saying and it makes perfect sense to me. Let me know if that makes any sense at all to you. Because I can always draw a diagram or something to try and make it more obvious what I mean. So I'm not sure if that makes sense. As I say, in my head it makes perfect sense, like most things. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of working out of stuff like that because obviously I can't sort out how big the forks are going to be or anything until I know exactly how wide the whole assembly is going to be at the front. I've got, where are those arms gone? Taken the hockey sticks off. They're around here some bloody where. I've obviously put them somewhere, so oh, there's one there. Yeah, so I've taken these off and I've actually no, I said I was going to use them for this front suspension. Now I'm hoping to have a nice chunky front end, hopefully with this part here being the part that is attached to the fork leg. This at the back will just have a through rod that connects straight through to the other side to the other hockey stick, and the hockey stick itself will be cut off probably somewhere here, maybe shorter, it depends on what length it needs to be, and then this part will be connected to the wheel hub, the back end of it. I'll obviously just have to weld something onto this to bolt the wheel hub onto. or have it partially welded and partially bolted. I think I welded on and make some through holes so that I've got bolts going through it as well for extra security. But that's my intention. So these will be the rocker arms that the suspension bounces up and down on. As I say, you'll have a fork leg coming up here, and the suspension will be attached fully about here, and then it will go up onto the fork leg. So that as this goes up and down, it compresses your suspension here and keeps everything all nice and bouncy. Oh, that is a technical term, of course, bouncy, as well you know. Right, yeah, so I've got lots more working out to do with this sort of crap. There is shitloads of it. I have got some extra bits now. I've got new headlights that are going to go inside the cattle drinker. Basically, I will be able to show you those at some point, but they've been bought for me for a Christmas present, so I can't really show them at the moment. I'll see if I can put a picture up of them. Yeah, so you can see. They're basically from an old tractor, modern reproduction ones. I can't remember what the tractor make was now. But lovely little, you know, about a 6-inch light. Yeah, lovely red things. They've even got a little tractor on the glass. Yeah, they're going to be fitted inside those drinkers. And give it more of an effective eyes, I think, as well. It's going to look hilarious. Yeah, I'll show you those when I can. I've also been to the local auction house a couple of times. They do sort of like a bric-a-brac auction or whatever every month. And I've managed to get a couple of mud guards. Brand new plastic mud guards. You know, heavy duty rubberized plasticky stuff. That will do fine for the back of it. I'll pay £8 for those. I only got a free trailer tyre thrown in, that's brand new, never been used, which is nice, and it would actually fit on my car transporter trailer, so not bad for £8. Also managed to get a Land Rover, genuine Land Rover 200 TDI Discovery manual and parts manual, which was that was pretty good going. I think I paid a tenner for that. It was bloody excellent for me. Contains everything I need, and the parts book is fantastic. So I've got one of those for the Defender, and it's shit. But I'd say it's shit. It's good that everything's there, but you need a microscope to be able to read it. Crazy. Whereas the Disco one, they actually were still doing things in a clear form then. You can actually see what you're looking at without, as I say, resorting to an electron microscope. But there you go. So that's that. Apart from that, what else have I done? Not a lot. Oh yes, the Defender. I had fun with that recently. I had a bit of a problem with the cooling on it, which I had sorted out. Took it for a run up the road just to get it up to temperature, see how it was going, and I heard a clink 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 noise from the back. I pulled over to have a look, and the tailpipe for the exhaust had rotted off where it's bolted on. It rotted right off and wrapped itself around the back axle, and as it had ripped itself off, it had ripped all the fucking exhaust rubbers again. So I had to replace all of those. So it now has a new tailpipe and all new exhaust rubbers. I didn't bother filming that because I've done it before. It's all on here. But anyway, yeah, so that's how things are at the minute. I have actually got some arse in this back, so I am going to be starting, well, finishing off, shall I say, repairs on that chassis in the next couple of days. That's definite. because I also ran out of petrol up here for the Jenny. But now I've been out and bought a whole can of petrol, so there's what, 20 litres in there. That'll keep her going for a good few hours. Get the welder up and running. And once I've welded that, I can get it out of the way, and then I can start ripping apart the back end, because I want to rebuild that. Just checked, and with the way prices have gone up now, it's going to cost me about 250 quid to rebuild the back axle and suspension and everything else. That's not bad at all, and that includes new calipers and everything else. So it's not bad really. But that will be the next job on it. I'll probably rip a few more bits off the front end before I do that, just so I can then get the front end out the bloody way, stick it outside, and forget about it for the time being. And there you go. We haven't got a bad day today. Can actually stand here without getting either blown away or soaked. Which is another thing, it's been a pain in the arse lately, the weather has been terrible. But anyway, as I say, it's just a quick catch up. I'll show you there'll be more videos along soon of me cocking things up as usual. So take care people, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Quick extra bit here. Don't know if you better hear this with the wind blowing, but never mind. This is what is left of my tailpipe off the Defender. Look at the state of that. Rotted apart. And this was perfectly good when I painted it all. That's where it right off. Twisted, obviously, because you've twisted all around the axle. There you go. Quick extra bit for you. Bye.